Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this a brand new day. A brand new day in which I'm probably periodically going to be stopping to pull dead skin off of my lips. I walked to the store this morning, and because I'm feeling better, I was unable to deny the bad flora and fauna in my gut, and they influenced the neural tissue in my gut, which influenced my neural tissue up here, and I bought a container of Pringles potato crisps, salt and vinegar, and I ate them this morning. And the inside of my lips, as you can see, really, you can't tell up there so much, but they're really white because all of the salt pulled the fluid out, and that kills a whole bunch of the cells right at the surface of your mucous membranes, which is what your lips and the inside of your mouth are. So I went and killed an entire level of, layer of my skin by doing that. So I got a bunch of dead skin that's likely going to pull off. Yay. Try not to eat too much salt like I just did. That's not going to help me. I'm going to be retaining fluid today. I'm going to have to eat extra caffeine tablets as diuretics, otherwise I'm going to be retaining fluid. Thumbs up. Yay. Didn't mean to immediately gross or bore people out that way. Thumbs up. Welcome to a brand new day. I feel great. I slept very well last night. I walked to the store and back. I'm almost completely up to my full speed there, full speed back, even up hills. And I had much greater stamina, and I was able to push through. I was sweatier than I liked when I got back because I'm not yet fully healed up, but I'm getting there, and thank goodness. My voice box, on the other hand, I sound worse to me every single day. I'm still having to push to get my voice to turn on, and then I'm having to really push hard just to keep it going. I don't know why my voice box is so clogged up, but it is. But other than that, I feel really good. Now, here's the really weird thing about being older and being kind of in shape. Because I walk so much, I have a lot of lean muscle tissue in my body now, in my lower legs and such. Lean muscle tissue burns more efficiently. And as you damage your cells, as you do when you exercise, you have all these helper cells that brings in extra nuclei to your muscle tissue. So they have a lot of extra nuclei, and they just really work better. When I am out walking, I heat up fast. Really fast. And thus I end up sweating very quickly. When I am not active, that's not true. I'm older. I'm going to be turning 59. The older you get, your brain stem and such, that's in control and regulation of your body temperature. I was very heavy. And I'm getting older, which breaks down your body's ability to do things. So when I'm not active, I get cold. Very cold. Number one, I'm not, my lean muscle isn't burning and heating stuff up. And my temperature regulator wants me to be at 325 pounds. Unless I'm 325, I do not have the padding I used to have. And when you don't have that padding, you're cooler. And so you feel cold all the time. Now that part with your weight, that doesn't matter about your age. If you ever get heavy, your body considers that your new baseline. And if you're not at your baseline, it lets you know and punishes you for not being there. So yay. When I'm out active, I have to almost take this thing off and wear this out at 59 degrees outside. Sitting here, I am so cold. I'm cold even now. So, thumbs up. Past that though, I did, as you saw if you watched the channel, I finally edited and rendered and uploaded the second half of my blood video. So I was active enough to do that. And then in the later half of the day, finally, I had the energy. I cleaned up in here. Now, when I clean up, that's everything but like vacuuming and such. So my floor is clean without being clean. I use paper bedding for my kitty cat's cat box. I use paper bedding for my hamsters now. It's a lot better than Aspen. I love Aspen. It works great, but it's just not as absorbent. And it also for the hamster, that's also good. It's just, they're both good. But for what's happening right now, the paper is better. So Aspen is one of the few wood chips that you should use. Don't use cedar, don't use fir. Those both have aromatic oils. There are essential oils in them. And those oils and the vapors, they're very, very bad for little critter respiratory systems. Aspen, especially baked aspen, has no essential oils in it, no vapors that's going to hurt your little critters. Thumbs up for that. Also, as I've mentioned, I have things like Reptisand on my Amazon. Well, I should, but I've gotten Reptisand. Reptisand is one of the few sands that you can just use immediately for your hamsters. It is small, animal friendly. If you get any other kind of sand, bake it at like 300 or 400 degrees for a little while to make sure that it is safe for your critters. Anything like that, dirt or such that you bring in from outside, you need to bake it. So that's why I use Reptisand, because it is immediately small critter safe. So thumbs up for that. Let's try and remember what else I was going to be talking about there. Because yeah, I went to the store, I did the exercise, I'm cold. I had something else that I was going to mention, I think, aside from just the illness. Oh yeah, because I was talking about cleaning up. So yeah, there's like all over the floor, it would be like if you took a small handful, like literally a small handful because the stuff expands, of the paper bedding and then scattered it all over the floor here. That's what the floor looks like. It's not coated in, hamster bedding, but there's hamster bedding. So life is life. I mean, it's not dirty or vile, it's just paper pieces everywhere. Hey, better than it was, hokey smokes. I was just dead. Oy. And I think today I'm finally going to be able to lower the head of my bed again. Because I've had the 3 plastic boxes underneath the head of my bed with another pillow next to them to help keep the whole mattress propped up so I could breathe. I did not take any cold stuff yesterday. No antihistamines, no other things like that, and I did fine. Before I went to bed, to make sure I would have no anxiety, I went and took I can't even remember the names of this stuff. They used to have the Sudafed, but it's now an altered thing because people use it to make meth. And then there's Benadryl and generic Claritin, and then there's another one that's sold as a sleep aid, but it's an antihistamine. Just like they sell Benadryl as a sleep aid, but it's the same thing as you find over in the allergies. It's just 25 milligrams of the Benadryl, generic Benadryl. It's a long chemical name, and I've never been good at saying it, so thumbs up. But yeah, I took that stuff, and I tanked up on THC, and I slept, and it was good. I've had vague memories of dreaming. I wish I could remember my dreams anymore, but it's better to dream. I mean, because otherwise you're going to die. So, thumbs up on that. Let's see what else I have on my list, because there's not a whole ton, because even though I was largely awake yesterday and such, I also was not doing a whole lot. I wanted to try and get some stuff done, but past the cleaning, but once I got the cleaning, I didn't get any recording done or any such like that. I'm better, but my rechargeable batteries on a good day only charge up to 60%. I have not had any good days. They're getting better days, but I have not had good days ever since I got sick. So, thumbs up on that. I just want to say, though, that as much as I really enjoyed the Destroyer series, and I could spend an entire, I could make an entire channel gushing over the entire series. Which reminds me, you could tell when the ghostwriters got into it, because like 200 books into the series, and they were doing something, and they had things like Remo gushed. Remo doesn't gush. I mean, gushing, that's just you're speaking a lot and loud and fast. But, it's, no. But still, that's fine. It's good. But I'm largely done talking about it, no fear. I mean, I could, as stated, go deep into the lore and all that, but I don't want to bore people too much. It's a great series. It's good stuff, if you can find it. And you can remember that it was written through a lens of the time. And this is hard for people in this period right now to remember, but the casual racism of even when I was younger was everywhere. I mean, it was blatant and obvious. I was born in 62. I'm at the tail end of the baby boomer stuff. By age, I, can be, called a baby boomer. If you're born after, 1964 or later, they say you're not a baby boomer. But I was born in 62. I mean, the very tail end. I did not grow up as a boomer. I didn't have that prosperity and such of the wartime stuff. I grew up in the 60s, where everything was counterculture and drug stuff and hippies and, distrust of the government. That's the way I grew up. Those are the people I grew up with. By age, you might be able to call me a boomer just because I'm going to be turning 59. But by everything else, no. I'm Generation Jones. I'm not really a baby boomer, but I'm not really in the demographic of the next generation, even though that's the one I identify with. I was a latchkey kid when I grew up, so it was fine. It's a real quick thing. I've mentioned in text here and there, my grandmother died when I was very, very young. It was her own fault. And I remember that. She must have been just in her early 40s, because my mother wasn't even 20 years old when I was born. I mean, she was 19, almost 20. And that was back in the day when you had your kids early, as stated. So my grandmother must have been 20-ish when she had her kids, and so was 40-ish when I was being a kid, and she was helping to raise me, because my grandparents raised me largely when I was very young, because my mother, she was married for about a year and then divorced after I was born. So she worked, my grandparents raised me, but I remember, well, yes, again, I said she died. I can't even remember how old I was. I was very, very young, but she fell. She was walking where it was slippery, and she fell. She was heavy, she was overweight, and she broke her leg. You need to stay active, especially if you're heavy. Just in general, you need to stay active. It doesn't matter if you're thin or obese or anywhere in between. You can be fat and fit. You're not going to be as healthy as if you're thinner, but you can be fat and fit. And she wasn't. She was heavy and didn't like to do a whole lot of physical activity. And so when she broke her leg, she was told you need to be active. And she wasn't. And then a blood clot formed and broke loose, and she died. Very young. I feel very bad for my grandfather for that. I mean, he was a firefighter, and he performed CPR on her until they showed up, and she died, he brought her back, kept her going with CPR, but it wasn't enough, and she was gone. Now, one of the things that I was really bringing that up for is because there's a fellow, Kev, on stage. that I really got to check my time. Oh boy, it's so late. So I'm not going to be doing a normal vlog here. I'm going to talk about this one real quick because my grandmother, she was very ashy. Everybody gets ashy. If you have skin, you get ashy. One of the reasons it's called ashy is because if you have darker skin, the light skin looks, the dead skin looks like ash against your skin. Well, my grandmother was very ashy on her elbows, and so I'm amazed that I don't have that, because periodically through my life I've had very ashy elbows. I need to lotion up my whole body. I lotion up from my knees to just in front of my toes to keep the skin from just dying horrifically that way. So, but I wanted to say this real quick because Kev on Stage is this black guy in Atlanta. I do not know how old he is. He must be just in his 40s. I identify with this man so much. His sense of humor and my sense of humor are so close at times. And he's a comedian. He does stage shows. But he did a quick short video on this fellow who has a thing where you hook it onto your teeth and the magnets keep your jaw shut so that you go in there on a liquid diet. And he was just dogging on this fellow real hard. And the thing that I just loved was when he had a close-up on his face. He's going, "I'm looking through small eyes at you." Something very close. And it was like, that was perfect, because that was what I would have done. He's a good guy. If you find Kev on Stage, look him up. He's awesome. One thing I am going to do real quick, because I haven't done it for a while, I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people on my community tab, because I haven't. I've got a whole bunch of stuff that I usually say. I'm not going to say it right now, so I'm just out of breath and I'm out of time. So, Lieutenant Commander Data, thumbs up and thank you. We have Nebula Vortex, greatly appreciated. Asuna Yuki, greatly appreciated. Confused L29, thumbs up and thank you very much. Red Panther, thumbs up. Maxim Holmes, greatly appreciated. Bob Tony, thumbs up. Zach Goodrich, greatly appreciated. Milton Jodine, thumbs up. We have Voids Lol, greatly appreciated. Ricky Patini, thumbs up and thank you. Stephen Correll, oh boy. I went and drank soda and ate those chips. I'm a lot of gas there. Thank you very much. Lucifer, greatly appreciated. Pepperoni Stromboli, thumbs up and thank you. Isuru, Jayassekera, thumbs up and thank you. Kapaki, greatly appreciated. Christopher Thomas, thumbs up. Nobody important, thumbs up and thank you. James Lagoski, greatly appreciated. Flora Mew, thumbs up and thank you. Colin Reisner, greatly appreciated. Cody Durham, thumbs up. Chayton Rash, greatly appreciated. Ethan Coiner, thumbs up and thank you. And SCOMDNZ9, greatly appreciated. Each and every one of you, thumbs up and thank you. You get me out of my head and into the world and dealing with real people. It is appreciated. And then, of course, really fast, I do want to say thank you to each and every one of my Patreon.com patrons. You are beautiful and awesome people. And Potato Tron especially, thank you so much. You have taken much better care of me than I've been taking care of me. Thank you so very much. You are all beautiful and awesome. It is because of you I'm able to survive each and every month. And that is just beautiful. Thank you so very much. Definitely a thumbs up on that. I'm running out of energy and breath, and I'm hoping to get something, at least something done for later today. So, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is a very good thing. If you have to go out, please maintain your social distancing, wear a mask, wash your hands, try not to touch your face, get vaxxed if you can, but be safe and careful. The anti-maskers and anti-vaxxers have already gotten in the United States over 600,000 people dead. Please be careful.